Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing a project using the July 2021 Spellbinders Glimmer of the Month kit. How excited do you think I was when I saw this month's Glimmer of the Month kit? And the Large Die of the Month kit. I just did another video on that, so you can catch that here. I'll leave a link down below for you as well. This is made for mini slimlines. I absolutely love that. I mean, look at that. And it is, let me get my ruler. These guys are for the mini slimline. So the largest one measures right at 6 inches by 6 by 3. So that is perfect size for your standard mini slimline. So this is the perfect size just to go on the inside border of that. But I mean, come on, I don't have a lot of slimline dies yet, and this is going to be the perfect accent on all of my mini slimlines that I want to make. And then you've got this little guy here, which is perfect to go around most of our sentiments that we've got. And if your sentiment happens to be smaller or larger, you can always adjust it to fit, just like we do with the dies that cut those out. So we can definitely do that. But what I decided to do is something a little bit different. Instead of using it on a mini slimline like the die, I did the Large Die of the Month kit video. I think it went up yesterday. And on that one, I went ahead and made a mini slimline. This time I'm going to use these glimmer plates to make a regular A2 size card. So you can use these for either one. So if you're not really into the slimlines yet, again, that's a big yet, you can also use this on your standard A2 size cards. It is fantastic. So included in the kit, of course, were all of these precious glimmer plates. They are all nested, and you can do so many different things with them. And it also came with some rose gold foil. So the rose gold foil, and that's the foil I'm going to be using today on my project. So I'm about to put together the main part of the card. I had already foiled and cut out a bunch of different happy birthday sentiments because I'm not sure which one I want to use on the front of this card. And what I'm going to make is a basic A2 size card, and luckily a lot of those frames are small enough to fit. So I'm picking out the frame that is 5.5 inches tall, and it fits right around, this is perfect, it fits perfectly around the Glimmer Gift Border glimmer set from Spellbinders. I thought that was absolutely awesome because I decided I wanted to use this one to make a really cool, nice bright foiled card for a birthday. I thought that would be perfect for a birthday card. I'm also thinking that this would be really, really cool for some Christmas cards or basically any occasion where you'd want to get a gift to someone. And I'm going to use the foil method on this. I've got a piece of washi tape, and I am taping the Glimmer Dots frame plate to the front of my card panel, and then I'm going to use some of that rose gold foil that came in the kit. That's just going to be so pretty. The reason I'm using the hinge is so that hopefully I can keep my dots all in a row in the right spot. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece of that foil using one of my, this one is a rotary cutter that I've had in my drawer forever and very rarely used. And I struggle with cutting foil. I'm sure that a lot of you guys do that too. So don't worry, we do get better at it the more we play with the foil. Foil is just very difficult to work with just because it tries to get away from me. I think it tries to just grow legs and walk away all the time. So I'm getting it positioned underneath that foil plate, and then I'm going to cut off the excess and run that through my Gemini Junior and my Gemini foil press. So now it is time for the reveal. And as I'm pulling this off during the editing, as I'm pulling that one off, I realize what I did wrong here. See over here in this one corner, there are some dots missing, and that's because I did not have my foil placed correctly. But guess what? I am going to attempt to do the same thing that we do when we mess up with our stamping or our die cuts. I am lining that plate back up with all of those little dies, and then I'm going to add a little tiny piece of foil just to go in that one spot. That way I can get the dots and not take a chance on duplicating the dots everywhere else. Next, I'm moving on to those packages, and I'm going to do this one in red foil. Now, what I wanted to do is I wanted to do it all rainbow, and I searched through my foil stash, and turns out I don't have any rainbow hot foil. So I had to go ahead and place an order because I really wanted to do rainbow on here. I mean, that would have been just so cool. The red still looks fine too, and basically any color would work, but I'm going with the red, and I'm trying to center that as best I can inside that that foil dot frame, and it's hard to see because my foil, of course, is just slightly larger than my foil plate so that I don't miss anything. And I think I got it pretty straight. I'm trying to use the grid marks on my mat to help me line that up, and I did tape it down on both ends before putting it through the machine. Reveal time again. Let's take a look and see how that turned out in the red foil. I'm loving it. That just turned out so pretty. There was a little bit of overfoiling, and I'm just using a sand eraser to get that off. At this point, I decided not to go with the one-layer card idea that I started off with, and I am just trimming down that little panel right outside those glimmer dots that's on there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little dimension because that is what's missing from this card. Still going to position this in basically the same spot, but I'm going to put a bunch of foam tape on the back first. You know how you sometimes get to the point where you're pretty much done and then you decide, you know, I think I'm missing something. I decided I needed a little bit more of that rose gold on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking some double-sided tape and just laying that down on my card panel. Actually, this is on my card base. And I'm going to add some of that rose gold foil because it will stick to that double-sided adhesive. I love it. That just adds perfect amount of accent right there where we need it. But I think I need it on the other side as well. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side of that panel. Okay, let's see. Here is where I realized, oops, I didn't put it far enough over. So now I've got to add another strip of that rose gold foil so that it's actually on the outside of my panel. So some of it will be peeking through, peeking out from under that raised panel there. Okay, now that looks better. Okay, so next I've got to decide which of the sentiments do I want to use. I've kind of decided on one of the happy birthday sentiments that are from the Elegant Occasion Sentiments by Becca Feekin. This one is, I think, an older set because I've had it in my stash for a while, but I will leave a link to that down below in case you're interested, along with the other products that I'm using today. And now I'm just trimming up all of the edges to make sure that my little birthday present panel is exactly the same height as my card base, because sometimes they don't quite cut exactly when I give them a shot. And it looks like I am pretty close, so now I'll go ahead and start putting things together. I used the release paper on all three of the pieces of foam tape that I've got on the back of this panel to create some little handles to help me put it in place better. And I'm lining up the bottom that does not have any of the release paper removed and lining that up with the edge down there so I can get everything positioned right. And I still had trouble, so I decided to use the trick I've seen so many times and always forget to use, and I'm just using my scoring tool because it's got those straight edges. Just line everything up right against the edge there and goes down perfect. Then I can just pull off the release paper of the rest and flatten the rest of it down, and it's perfect placement. I'm going to have this sentiment on the front of the panel, partially covering up some of the packages and partially hanging off on the side over that other piece of cardstock that doesn't have foam tape on it. So I need to add some foam tape to part of it. So I'm going to do that on just to the edge and cut some pieces down so that they fit about right. And then I'm going to use some art glitter glue to adhere the rest of the sentiment to the front of the panel. For a finishing touch, I grabbed out my Autumn Red Nuvo drops, and I'm going to add just a couple of little dots in a couple of places on the front of the card. This finishes up this project for today. I hope this inspires you to do some crafting, and I'd love to see what you create. So come join my Facebook group, Crafting with Debbie, and show us your creations. There's a link in the description box below. Here are some other videos that I know you'll enjoy. Thank you so much for dropping by. And remember, if I can make it, you can too. See you next time.